Hey there, XRP Army! Welcome back to the channel. It's great to have you here again. I hope you're having an absolutely amazing day, no matter where you are in this beautiful world of ours. Today, we're diving deep into some absolutely mind-blowing XRP news that's got the entire crypto community buzzing. So let me start with this headline that's got everyone talking. XRP stash tumbles to record lows on Binance. Liquidity freeze. Can you believe this? XRP supply on Binance has literally hit rock bottom, a massive sign of institutional interest, or maybe retail demand just isn't there. But here's the kicker. We're talking about 300 million XRP that has simply disappeared since early October of this year. You know what's crazy? We all thought XRP scarcity was something we'd see years and years down the road. But guess what? Here we are in 2025, and scarcity is the hottest topic everywhere you look. Every single article that drops is talking about scarcity all day long. I keep seeing people asking analysts like JJ Claver when XRP is going to completely disappear from over-the-counter desks and dark pools. And honestly, for the first time ever, we're starting to realize that 100 billion XRP might actually not be enough. Here's something that's got me really excited. XRP can now be purchased using Apple Pay and Google Pay across 40 countries. This comes from swap.com, and they're showing you can literally buy XRP in just 3 easy steps. What I absolutely love about this is simple. When you make something easy, people are going to use it. This is going to bring tons of new people into crypto. Maybe they won't start with XRP. Maybe they'll start with some other cryptocurrency. But here's the thing. Once people get into this space and start learning the difference between cryptocurrencies that are actually part of the new financial system versus those that are just speculation or hype, they naturally gravitate toward real value. And that's exactly what we want to see. This next point is absolutely crucial, and it's a perfect example of why you should never, ever keep your XRP on exchanges. As soon as XRP is about to take off, boom, all of a sudden the exchanges have technical issues. Look what just happened. CME futures got halted just as silver and gold were ready to launch. I'm telling you right now, the exact same thing is going to happen with XRP. Once XRP breaks out into price discovery mode, you're going to see exchanges halting trades left and right. Suddenly, you can't sell, you can't buy. You're completely stuck. Then the price comes down a bit, and magically, the exchange is back up and running. Sound familiar? This is exactly why the saying, "not your keys, not your crypto" exists. Attach your wallet directly to the XRP ledger, and you can do swaps right on the DEX. Google even walks you through the whole process step by step. And here's where things get really interesting. As Paul Barron says, and so it begins. Ripple's RLUSD has just been recognized as an accepted fiat reference token for use within Abu Dhabi's ADGM. Think about this for a second. RLUSD is now being looked at as fiat currency in the UAE. I absolutely love where this is heading. They're going to start carrying out cross-border payments using RLUSD. But here's the beautiful part. Once they get comfortable with that, they might start utilizing XRP directly, because XRP makes cross-border payments even faster and even cheaper than using RLUSD. But honestly, it doesn't even matter which one they choose, because RLUSD will most likely be running across the XRP ledger anyway. Whenever value is moving across the XRP ledger, we all win. Speaking of adding utility and value to XRP, Ripple's RLUSD stablecoin just surpassed $1 billion in supply on Ethereum. Now, I know recently Ripple has been focusing more on building directly on the XRP ledger. And honestly, the last 10 minutes of activity happened right there on the XRP ledger. But it's still amazing to see RLUSD continuing to build this incredible momentum. I've always said it's eventually going to become a top 10 stablecoin, and then over time, it's going to become the #1 stablecoin in the world. Now, there's been some interesting discussion in the community lately. One pundit says XRP has been a speculative asset just waiting for the next rally. And Crypto Eddie makes the point that because the XRP ledger doesn't have smart contracts, it relies on other protocols for yield, utility, and staking. And she's promoting Flare in her post. Listen, I absolutely love Flare. I think it's going to be an absolute monster, and I also think it's going to bring tremendous utility to XRP. But here's the thing. I'm not going to say it should be XRP versus Flare. They're going to complement each other beautifully. I just personally see more value in XRP. And here's something exciting. David Schwartz actually said that Ripple should have prioritized smart contract capabilities on the XRP ledger sooner. But guess what? Now we know they have a smart contract solution. Ripple began exploring smart contract capabilities on the XRP ledger last year, and this initiative has already produced some significant results. The feature was deployed on the XRP ledger's AlphaNet earlier this year, which means developers can test it before its eventual rollout on the mainnet. So they've already come up with a solution to smart contracts, and that's going to be absolutely incredible for the XRP ledger. You're going to see tons of projects onboarding left and right. Yes, Flare adds utility to XRP and allows you to stake and earn with your XRP as well. But I definitely wouldn't say one is cancelling out the other, like CryptoEddie seems to be implying. Here's something fascinating that comes from Cyprus. Most people still think of crypto only in terms of price, but the next big shift is going to be about cryptography itself. This report makes it crystal clear. The encryption that secures today's digital systems, including blockchains, will eventually be broken by quantum computing. That means any asset that's meant to survive long-term needs to be built on quantum-resistant foundations, or at least be ready to migrate when the time comes. We're literally talking about a once-in-history event where the basic security layer of the internet, banking, and digital value all has to be upgraded. For long-term investors, the assets and networks that are preparing now for post-quantum cryptography and agile security will be the ones that remain trustworthy when this massive shift happens. I've always said it goes beyond just being quantum proof. We already know that XRP will be quantum proof before quantum computers are even a real threat. But let's talk about crypto in terms of price for a moment. I always tell people, don't look at the price today. Look at where the price will be a month from now, 2 months from now, a year from now. We are literally on the verge of institutional adoption, which is going to lead directly to mass adoption. Here's the reality. Most cryptocurrencies that are out there right now are going to be completely gone once regulations finally arrive. So where do you think all that liquidity sitting in those doomed cryptocurrencies is going to end up? It's going to flow straight into the cryptocurrencies that actually survive this bottleneck event called regulations. Even Brad Garlinghouse knows this. Lehman Baird from Hedera has said it as well. Others have been saying it too. They're warning you right now that if you're holding a cryptocurrency that has no real value or real-world use case, most likely that cryptocurrency is going to disappear when regulations hit. And the cryptocurrencies that are left standing, they're going to absolutely skyrocket in price because that's where all the money will be flowing. I really think maybe out of all the cryptocurrencies we see today, maybe only 100 of them will still be in existence in the future. Finally, let's talk about the XRP rich list. This is the updated list and everybody keeps talking about this. They're saying that it takes less and less XRP to get into the 1%. But here's what's really happening. People aren't selling their XRP. New wallets are being created every single day, and existing holders are just accumulating more and more. I know new investors are entering this space every single day. I see them on X all the time. You can tell by the questions they're asking. You can tell by the cryptocurrencies they're talking about. Most of them are still at that stage where they're chasing meme coins and all that crazy stuff. But eventually, they will all end up in utility coins at the end. The rich list isn't shrinking because people are selling. That's not what's happening at all. It's because more and more people are getting into XRP. Same thing is happening with XLM, XDC, HBAR, and all the other utility tokens. Here's something really interesting. Cbdc rollout slows as countries hit pause to reevaluate the risk. So what's going on here? I think the reason why so many countries are suddenly reluctant to launch a central bank digital currency is simple. Stablecoins are literally taking over the world right now. Every single country wants to have their own digital currency, whether it's in the form of a CBDC or a stablecoin. But here's the million-dollar question. Who's going to use a central bank digital currency when they have stablecoin options available? And that's exactly what's happening right now. So I think this is slowing down CBDCs, and maybe it will push a lot of these countries completely away from CBDCs, which would be absolutely incredible. Because I'm telling you, the CBDC system, nobody wants that. Imagine having a currency that expires over time. They could claw it back, they could control what you buy with it, everything controlled by the central bank. I'd much rather have a stablecoin that's issued by a private company. Now, RLUSD can be clawed back, and I think that was a feature that stablecoins had to have because of sanctions and illicit activity regulations. But XRP? XRP cannot be clawed back. I've got to stress that as well. I see a lot of people saying that Ripple could just pull your XRP right out of your cold wallet. That's not even possible. You can't claw back XRP. Period. I would love to see other countries go in the direction of stablecoins as well. It will be so much better for their citizens long term. But that's what's replacing central bank digital currencies, stablecoins. The digital dollar is going to be a must-have because they want to get that into countries where the physical dollar cannot reach right now. Third world countries and places like that. That's why it was always about creating a level playing field, banking the unbanked. The unbanked population is pretty massive, so if they could get US dollars into the hands of the unbanked, that would just strengthen the US dollar tremendously. And I think that was the whole idea behind a digital currency to begin with, like a digital dollar, but in the form of a stablecoin. I think way more people would be open to using it for everyday purchases and transactions. People would adopt a stablecoin way before they'd ever adopt a CBDC. But here's the beautiful part. It doesn't matter to XRP holders, because XRP can move the dollar in its fiat form, in its current form, in its digital form. Even if we had a central bank digital currency, XRP could still move it, because XRP can move anything of value. And that's exactly why we will always come out on top in the end. This is the kind of massive shift we've been waiting for. The financial world is changing right before our eyes, and XRP is positioned perfectly for what's coming. What do you think about these developments? Are you as excited as I am about where this is all heading? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to smash that subscribe button if you want to stay updated on all the latest XRP news that could change your financial future.